channel. It's so good to have you. If you are new to the channel, a big welcome to you. I am going to be showing you a flip through of Coloring Heaven Christmas Gnome Special with designs by Mariela Budek, Ava Brown, Chet Minton, and some other beautiful illustrators. Now, I've just received this book in the post. I did go and take one of the Coloring Heaven specials that were running a few months ago, and I just got it in time. So I was very pleased that my first book in the special was the Christmas Gnomes one. So without any delay, let me show you these beautiful pictures. We have our first gnome by Mariela Budek, and he is called the Fairy Light Gnome. Then we have the Gnomes in Love, and I just love how their hands create that heart. It's so sweet. You can't see their eyes because their hats are so drawn down. You could add a new meaning to Love is Blind. Then we have Gnome with Presents. Oh, he's really generous. He's got a whole lot of presents. Or he's been very popular and he's received a whole lot of presents. We have the Elder Gnome. So again, really, really sweet. You could do quite a lot with this. You have the Merry Christmas Gnome. And his face is very much how I feel on the inside when it's Christmas time. So this is a must color for me. Then you have the Gnome with Candle. Now this gnome, I've seen quite a lot of people color him in already, especially on the Coloring Heaven Facebook group. And it's a really great picture to work on your source of light. So the candle will be your source of light, and it will be reflecting on the moustache, the beard, down here, a little bit on the hand, definitely on the nose, even over here a little bit. It will reflect on the top of the cane here. So it's a great way of practicing your lighting. Then we have Reindeer Gnome. And this gnome is sledding. I just absolutely love him. I love the tongue sticking out. Caroling Gnomes. If I bring it down a wee bit, you can see. Then we have Ava Brown's gnomes, and these gnomes take on a bit more of a everyday sort of feel to it. So it's not as cute as Mariela Budek's, but they are just as lovely. So he's just the elf gnome. Here you have the gnome building a snowman. Then we have the gnome wrapping his presents. Now again, because of the fireplace, you can create a lovely ambience playing with your white, with your light. Sorry, not your white, your light. So here you have the fire reflecting internally. So all of this will get, especially along here, you'll get a whole lot of light. These bricks here will be getting light, especially closer to the fire. The light will be hitting the bottom here onto the floor, touching the rug, onto some of the presents, along his shoe, up his trousers or pants, and possibly even on the sock here and maybe his fingers. So you can really do practicing there. Then this is Mr. and Mrs. Claus as gnomes. I would give her rosy cheeks. Then you have the gnome ice fishing. And gnomes under the mistletoe. He's all puckered up for a kiss and she's all bashful and shy. You have the gnome decorating. I'm assuming he's decorating a Christmas tree. Then you have the gnome pulling a surprise on this girl gnome. I don't know if that's his partner, his sister, his friend, or who, maybe his mother, I don't know. But she's definitely shell-shocked and taken by surprise, and he's having a good time. Then we have the gnome making a snow angel with his dog. And then we have Chet Minton, which I actually really like the style. It's really, really cool and very earthy, and I quite like that. There's a lot of detail as well. And then you've got the Gnome King, which I quite like this one. And the gnome telling stories. So it must be some story related with a dragon, maybe a water serpent and a ship. You could easily create a story for that. Then we have the Christmas crow delivery. So this would be lovely to practice your crows. You could really work on that feather technique, creating your feathers. And probably do a base layer of either neocolors, Inktense, or even markers, just to speed the process along. Then you have tea and cookies, so mum and daughter having tea and cookies together. Then we have bath time, which I also really, really like, and these two are really cute. And you can really practice your otter fur. So again, it would be short, relatively short strands. And you've got the gnome mead here. I would make it red, but I would probably go have a look at what color mead would be. Then we have the traveler gnome, and again, these sort of illustrations for me personally lend towards a more muted color palette, so I wouldn't do vibrant. They're very earthy and almost vintage, so I would go for something like that. You have the gnome wreath redo, so this should be quite a quick one to color in. You could even do it as a frame, so that this is a picture of the gnome having drunk a lot of Christmas eggnog. And you could even make this a picture frame and create like a wallpaper background. Some ideas for you if you have this book or are planning on getting it. This is delivery, so the gnome is riding a squirrel and he's delivering all his goodies. You could make these cardinals if you want. I'm kind of leaning towards cardinals because of the tufts on the hair, but I mean, it's imaginary, so you can make it any kind of bird you like. Then we come to gnome writing a Christmas letter. Now, I don't know exactly who the illustrator is. I am guessing it is Jenny Cook, but I don't actually know for sure. So I can't tell you. But again, here you've got your candle, so great light source reflecting. So all of this at the back would be bright. And then here you would start getting your lighter into your darker background for the wall, and then along most of the hat here, tops of the knuckles onto his forehead here, dipping onto his face here, would all be light. It would reflect down onto the candle and right down here even. So again, really, really good for you to practice your light source. This is Santa's workshop. So these are, I didn't know Santa had gnomes. I always thought he had elves, but yeah, that's what I know. And this gnome is posting letters. Christmas Eve meal, again, you've got a light source. So if you are wanting to know how you would do it, the light would reflect all over. So these guys are closest, so they will get most of the light hitting the front of their bowls, on their spoons, on the handle here, on their fingers, a bit here on the beard, and then here it will be a bit further. Here's a little bit further, but they'll still catch some of it. So what I would do is I would look at pictures of where there is a candle in the center of something and really take a look and see where is the light hitting and how far, to get an idea of where to go. All right, so then we have Gnomes horse riding, and we have a Christmas Day feast. And again, you have candles, so they will create more sources of light. So you just do small glows for them, especially here on this gnome and around on the background there on that wall. Then you have gnomes having a party. They're very jolly gnomes. Then you've got a traveling gnome. These gnomes are sledding. So very, very lovely pictures all around. Most of these pictures I think are very well drawn. Then we have Christmas Gnomes by Chroma Gnomes. And these to me have a bit of that matchstick mouse kind of feel to it. It's quite cartoonish and cute. You wouldn't have to really faff around it too much. I think you could even do this just in complete markers and it would be lovely. It's up to you. And then here we have Winter Gnomes. So this is just like a compilation. This looks like a picture frame in here. So you'd have to just think through each element and how to bring them together. Then we have Let It Snow by the Whimsical Art Witch, which is also quite sweet. I like it that he's got a curly beard. Yeah. And then by the same illustrator, you have Joy to the World. So he's a caroling gnome. So again, lovely, lovely, beautiful pictures. In Christmas Gnome Special, A Coloring Heaven, with 40 designs by Mariela Budek, Ava Brown, Chet Minton, and other fabulous artists. So that is the complete flip through. I hope that you've enjoyed this video. Be sure to give me a like, subscribe, comment below, and let me know what you are planning on coloring this Christmas. Until next time, everyone, happy coloring!